My name is Vicky Martinez, and my Newbery Award winner is Ellen Raskin. Ellen Raskin was born on March 13, 1928, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. You could always find Raskin reading a book or playing the piano. That is until the finance company repossessed it. Raskin was one of two daughters her parents had. She recalled being the favorite of the two and envied her sister for being able to slide under the radar. Growing up during the Great Depression, she became obsessed with poverty. Even though her own poverty was short-lived, she decided that her career had to be one that would never allow for a chance of poverty or loneliness. At the age of 17, she entered the University of Wisconsin-Madison, majoring in journalism. During her time there, she developed a sample book of illustrations using woodcuts. After completing her degree, she moved to New York and started working in an advertisement agency. Before much time, she started a freelance career as a commercial artist. This allowed her to create over 1,000 book jackets, including another Newbery Award winner, Madeleine L'Engle's A Wrinkle in Time. She also illustrated over a dozen children's books before completing her own work. She spent 15 years doing illustrations for others before she wrote and illustrated her first children's picture book, Nothing Ever Happens on My Block. Raskin had 3 unsuccessful marriages and 1 daughter before finally finding her true love, Dennis Flanagan, editor of Scientific America. They married on October 17, 1960. Even though she is an award-winning author, she felt she was first and foremost an artist. Raskin's first book, Nothing Ever Happens on My Block, was published in 1966. This book is about a little boy, Chester Filbert, that complains that his neighborhood is uneventful. While he is moping around on the curb, all around him different events are happening. Before the book starts, she dedicates it to children everywhere, except Chester Filbert. He is just too dull. Spectacles, published in 1968, is another one of Raskin's children's books. This book is autobiographical. The story goes through how Iris Vogel would see the world around her before her glasses. The illustrations at first depict a nearsighted vision, while the detailed illustrations depict average vision. Raskin is well known for her wordplay. Notice how Iris Vogel is a pun on the word focus. Ghost in a Four-Room Apartment, published in 1969, is the story I liked the most in her collection of picture books. Horace, the main character in this story, befriends a mischievous poltergeist. Raskin never reveals what this poltergeist looks like, but you know he is there through the flying fruits and floating family members. The noise that this poltergeist creates is dictated in contrast to what the narration says. While the narration is in average black lettering on white pages, the poltergeist's disruptions are white lettering on black pages. This book is a fun read, with everything going on from a poltergeist to family, and Raskin's colorful illustrations. You find something new every time you read it. The Mysterious Disappearance of Leon, Noel, was Raskin's first novel. Being an artist at heart, she had to add a few illustrations using typography and line art. The story revolves around a woman who has lost her husband and the things she goes through to try and find him. This book is filled with word puzzles and a dozen or so characters. Raskin has puzzles within her story that beg to be solved. As the book is intended for young readers, she has included footnotes to help the detective work along. Published in 1974, Figs and Phantoms was Raskin's second novel. Mona Lisa Fig Newton is a part of an ex-family freak show act. She feels her family does not understand anything and they are just plain too weird for her. The only person she does rely on is her old Uncle Florence. Sadly, Uncle Florence is close to death. This book is riddled with wordplay. Raskin's third book, and my personal favorite, The Tattooed Potato and Other Clues, was published in 1975. This book takes you on a ride with Dickory Dock, an art student that has found a job working with Garson, a well-to-do painter. While completing her daily tasks of cleaning up after him, she is bombarded by the police chief asking both herself and her mentor for advice to find con men and women. The story is great, it keeps you on your toes. With all the characters you have to keep track of, the ending will be a delightful surprise. Raskin completed her novel writing days with a bang. Her final novel, The Westing Game, is a Newbery Award winner for 1979. There is more information on how this book came to be than any of her other books. When Raskin was younger, she wanted to know where children's books came from. This inspired her to feature her creative process. If you look at all her notes, you can see she did extensive research when creating her characters. She maintained swipe files, better known as filing cabinets, filled with pictures from magazines that she used as references when creating her characters. The first image of the young blonde is a reference for Angela Wexler, while the second image, the awkward brunette, is a reference of Turtle Wexler. This book is about Sam Westing, a multimillionaire who has created a game to see who of his so-called heirs will inherit his fortune. As you read the story, you get to know all 16 of Westing's heirs. Somehow, all of them live together in a new apartment building called Sunset Towers. Within a few months of living in the building, Mr. Sam Westing is found dead, or was he murdered? His will reads the rules of the game. With the heirs paired off, they must find the murderer in order to win the cash prize. As you can tell, Raskin enjoyed creating mystery stories. Not only did she create wonderful mysteries, but also her technique of adding wordplay, puns, and alliteration within these stories was definitely an amazing skill. With all of her detailed characters, I'm surprised she never lost her own mind. During the first few chapters of the Westing Game, I had to go back and make sure who I pictured in my mind was the correct character. It was hard to keep track of who's who. Ellen Raskin earned several awards during her time as an author. Along with the Newbery Award winner The Westing Game, she earned a Silver Honor Medal for the book Figs and Phantoms. Spectacles, And It Rained, Frankenstein, Who Said Sue Said Who, Figs and Phantoms, The Tattooed Potato and Other Clues, Moose Goose and Little Nobody, 2223, and The Westing Game all received the American Library Association Notable Children's Book Award. The American Library Association Notable Book Awards include books of especially commendable quality, books that exhibit venturesome creativity, and books of fiction, information, poetry, and pictures for all age levels that reflect and encourage children's interests in exemplary ways. And It Rained, The Mysterious Disappearance of Leon, Noel, Figs and Phantoms, and The Westing Game are all a part of the Library of Congress children's books. Ellen Raskin passed away on August 8, 1984, in New York City at the age of 56. Her cause of death was complications due to a connective tissue disease that not many people were aware of. She left her husband, Dennis Flanagan, her daughter, Susan Metcalf, her mother, Margaret Shansky, and her sister, Lila Fink. She was a very private person and would keep the pain she was constantly in a secret. Only her closest family and friends knew what she was going through. This quote by Raskin sums up what she truly wanted. I try to say one thing with my work. A book is a wonderful place to be. A book is a package, a gift package, a surprise package. and within the wrappings is a whole new world and beyond.